To yourself?
Yeah.
All right. Interviews.
Interview.
How you been?
Knees a bit sore.
Is that?
Yeah.
You won though. You beat Mel.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Sucked in, Mel.
Oh, yeah, good.
I'll throw some shade.
Yeah, now
Now
you
I
won.
finish.
How many different timers have you got on you?
Just two.
What time did you get?
About 2:15.
So well over what you wanted.
Didn't meet my forecasted time of 1:58. But yeah, I got some wicked calf cramps.
Yeah.
After that first hill where Fitzy was kind of at the top, he's like, "Come on, get running." And I was like, "Man, my legs are sore."
It was funny. We were hiding around that bush, and then you started running as soon as we saw it.
Oh man, the quad cramps were awful.
Mm-hmm.
And then at about 15 k's, you get that first hill, and the quads get pumped on there, and then you stretch. I actually stopped, stretched it out at a tree, and it felt good again. I was like, all right. And then you go flying down the hill, and going downhill was hard too. And then it was tough. And the beach running is never fun.
Yeah. Happy though?
Yeah, glad.
It is nuts. There's heaps of people out here.
Really tricky.
You ready? Oh, we're gone. We're on.
Oh, what a great song that was.
That was great intro.
Great intro.
How's it, cars? This is new. We're over here at 4 Pines. We'll see if we can get sponsored. This might be a new thing. Yeah, 4 Pines Torquay, 17% off savvies and stuff like that. I don't think there's savvies here. Anyway, here with Joe.
That's me, and we got Chris.
It's really, we've got little microphones. We're just passing them around. We're trying to work this out, so bear with us whilst this is pretty useless. We'll see what happens anyway.
We do need a wooden spoon, though.
You do, I know. I am. I'm definitely going to have to work that out. It's
30 centimetre ruler. Be sweet.
Yeah, I mean, Road actually do make them. Road have like a little stick that you plug them into, and it has like a thing around the top, but it's got nothing on a wooden spoon with gaffer tape. Anyway, I might hand over to Chris, and then you guys can talk through. How'd you go from the start? What time do you have to get up, etc., to get there? How's your registration in the morning, etc., etc.?
It all went pretty well. I left Burso's place at about 6. The car was a complete ice block. It was completely frozen. So at about 6:30, I went out there and started the car. And it took about 15 minutes for it to thaw out a little bit. Got down to Torquay at about 7:30-ish. Just sort of saw the sunrise. Got some ripping photos. And then, Chris turned up, and it all happened pretty quick. To continue on with the terrible conversation about apps and how we were going to track our runs, it wasn't until about 4 minutes before we started that I was like, oh, I can just put this GPX file onto my watch, which I did. So that was good. So we worked it out in the nick of time, which is absolutely on brand for AJ's.
Yeah, average Joe. Of which you got another one.
Yeah, and so Chris, Average Joe's, how did you start the day?
Oh, well, I was with family, so I started the day just trying to get the kids up out of bed and ready in time to get down there. Put salt in my Weet-Bix by accident, so that was a bit of a bad start to the day.
You sweated a bit, so you might have needed it.
Yeah, that's it. Got those electrolytes into me. But started. I didn't have to run straight away because I was just handing off to you. So turned up in my trackies and yeah.
And I started. First couple of Ks they suck as per usual. You can't get your breath, and it starts on the beach. And when I'm sort of struggling with the start of a run, I try and practice gratitude. It's just like I'm in my late 30s now, and I can still do this sort of stuff. So that's kind of how I start my run, by going, you know what, I'm pretty fortunate that I can still do this. So as I'm sort of struggling to catch my breath and tripping over and doing, putting my feet in the puddles and stuff, I just thought, it's I'm pretty lucky to be able to, have a crack at a marathon. I haven't done.
Were you still feeling lucky by the end?
I was not feeling lucky by the end, but about 4Ks in, as I came back past you, because it's sort of the first bit of the run, you run up the beach and then you turn around 180 and come straight back. And so by the time I passed you, I was starting to feel pretty good. Sort of settled into about a 5.5 minute K for the next 6 or 7 Ks. And then, Yeah, it got a little tough when I got harassed coming out of the bushes with Burso and with Fitzy. And the first time you guys popped out, I didn't even know it was you, because I had music playing. I was in sort of a bit of a zone, and I'm like, oh shit, who's this guy jumping out at me? And yeah, it was you guys running along I'm trying to talk on a microphone, and Burso had to actually run. You actually got a bit of trot on.
Yeah, we cut that away pretty quickly though. Now, that first one though, like you turned up, and I'm like, because you saw Fitzy, and then you're like, oh yeah, high five. I was like, oh, what am I, chop liver, mate? And then and you just looked at me funny. You're like, I don't know who that is.
I was in my own little world, and you just yelled out at me, and I heard it. And I was like, oh shit, what's that? And then Fitzy's there, and out of instinct, I've just gone for the high five.
Yeah.
As I've kind of gone past, and I was like, yeah, I guess Burso is chop liver.
Yeah, well, it was funny because I was talking to Fitzy afterwards. He was like, looked at me, and goes, he had no idea who you were.
He was like,
yeah.
I was off with the fairies, thinking about what I was thinking about. I don't know, I can't even remember. I was just trotting along, and yeah, bam, get harassed by you, and then I should have thought this is going to happen again.
Yeah.
Didn't. And then you came out again, and I shoot myself for a second time.
They got awkward because I was hiding in the bushes, and I was like, there was another 5 or 6 people ran past. I was like, Fitzy, we're going to stop doing this crouching in the bushes thing. It's freaking people out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not working all that well.
And then you got me again, and then there was that really awkward moment where you asked me a question, and I didn't quite hear you.
Yeah.
And I think you asked me about the sponsors, and I'm just nothing.
I was like, how's your socks going? How's this going?
I still thought we were having sock chat, and then you've said something about sponsors, and I've completely ignored you.
I said, mate, we might be able to get some sponsors out of this. What do you want to say to them?
Nothing.
And you just looked at me blankly, and I was just like, is his brain not working? Is he tired? What's going on here?
All the above.
And you just went, what?
Yeah, all the above.
I was like, right, I say ya.
I was like, you didn't give me any warning. The sock chat abruptly ended.
Warning. Matt, I'd already run 50 metres. I was cooked. I was done.
You did good, mate. You did good.
I was doubled over. Fitzy had to give me a massage. Calves were cramping. It was terrible. I had to smash some salts in and stuff like that.
Good. And then
had a
when
power gel.
And I got to a spot where there was, and Fitzy says, oh, mate, a bit of a hill coming up.
Yeah.
Bit of a hill. And I was like, oh, all right, mate.
Yeah.
And then, it was a stinker.
Yeah.
It was pretty steep. And I got to the top because, as we discussed last night, I have done 0 distance training and had the flu last week. And so that first hill really rolled me. So I'm walking at the top of the hill and my quads started cramping up. I was like, oh, Jesus. And then I looked past and, of course, old mate's got his drone out taking footage. I'm like, you could have waited until I was actually running.
When you went to go down that hill, he's like, oh, there's a bit of a hill coming up, mate. You went down the hill and as soon as you were out of earshot, he was like, oh, that hill's cooked.
Yeah.
He was like,
and I think
he didn't want to try and get in your head beforehand. He's like, oh, no, that hill's crap. Nah. That's a terrible hill.
And Chris and I were going through our own watches, our runs, and there's a couple there where the kilometre rate dropped right down.
Yeah.
Going up the hills. You can see the profile by the time. And then there was one, I think I did a 3.5 minute kilometre because most of it was down a disgusting hill. But that's what happens when you lose control of your limbs. And
that was steep, man.
Some of them were
that was
really
crazy steep.
Yeah, and so I flew down that and then got to the bottom, and then you literally turned around and ran straight back up again. Yeah. Chris and I were both saying that our right knees are sore because we both had to run on the beach.
Yeah.
And I ran down onto Bell's Beach.
Yeah.
That's where then you
you
heckled me again.
Yeah.
And I was like, it'll be all right. So trotting down the stairs, and the first step into the sand was over the ankle.
Really?
Real deep sand, and on an angle, because Bell's Beach quite steep.
Oh, yeah.
Towards the ocean. So, like, trudging through this real deep sand, and and then you go back up, straight up another hill. So it was a bit of a stinker, but yeah, I got to about 17.
How loud's your music? Because I tooted at you afterwards as well.
Oh, I was in the zone.
Yeah. In the zone or the Hurt Locker?
Both. It's the Hurt Locker zone. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But
fair enough.
Yeah, then I felt pretty good, and then at about 15 k's, that's where the first of the major hills started, and I sort of started to struggle a bit. And then the quads locked up around 16, 17 k's, and that's when I texted you when I actually was walking, and that's when the drone flew past.
Yeah.
So it's going to be terrible footage of old mate just flying his drone through, and there's just Joe texting, not looking like I'm running a race at all.
Yeah.
And I've texted Chris and I said, I'm at about 16 or 17 k's, and I'm cramping up. And then I put it back in, and then that's when got going again. But yeah, that 16,
Did you ring him or just text him?
Nah, well, Fitzy wouldn't have texted back. No, actually, Fitzy's been good on the text today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been texting
because you
me.
called him out yesterday.
Yeah, good. Give him a rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then sort of got to about 19. I thought it was about 19. When I when I looked at the course once, I sort of saw the team marathon was like 19-ish and 22-ish.
Yeah.
And I looked at my watch and I was like 18 and a half. I was like, fuck, I'm nearly there. No. It was nearly 21.
Yeah.
It was 20.6 or something.
Yeah.
And so, the last couple of Ks were a bit shit.
Yeah.
But then, right as we came out onto the road at the halfway point, Fitzy goes, go, mate, open her up. And I was like, no,
Open her up.
Open her up. No, mate, I'm literally dragging myself to the end.
Yeah.
And then, Chris took off like a rocket. And then, I sulked for a bit and ate some chips. And then Erin, Chris's wife, drove us to the end and I sat down. And is this right? I sat down. I literally, by the time we got there, I sat down at a bench right at the left at the Lifesaving Club. And some bloke comes up. He's finished the marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, how'd you go, mate? He's like, yeah. So did you do the marathon? He's like, yeah. I said, how long did that take? And he's like, about 3 hours. 3 hours? I said, what position did you come in? He goes, I won it. And I'm like,
was he like that Japanese bloke? He goes, did it in clogs?
Nah,
no big deal.
No, just like a lean dude. But then I kept chatting with him and he was saying like, I want to give the Gold Coast a good crack.
Yeah.
I said, what's a good crack? He goes, I don't know, 2:30. I was like, what?
Yeah, I just had a lazy day today.
Yeah, he goes, I want to do the Sydney Marathon coming up and then the Gold Coast, but he goes, I want to use the Sydney Marathon as a bit of a trial run. I was like, all right, mate.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. Today was a deload week.
Yeah. And then he wants to give a good crack at the Gold Coast with 2.5.
It was 1 degree when I got out.
It's freezing.
That's why I missed the start. My car, the glow plugs, I had to do the glow plug thing 15 times and then couldn't see out the front, had to get the ice bunker on.
No, it took a few minutes and then I just sat there with the heaters on for probably 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I meant like when you walked out and you saw that there was ice everywhere.
It was expected because it was a really clear night. So I was like, it's gonna be a cold one in the morning. But yeah, so that was kind of my run. And then
I think I wouldn't have got to more than 11 when you were running. Every time I checked,
it felt good though. It was the perfect running weather.
Yeah,
perfect. So by the time I pretty much got back to Chris after the start at about 4 or 5 Ks, I was warm and felt pretty good.
So what happens? Like what happens in the handover? Is there any sort of like a team's changed like tag teaming thing? Is there quickly? A baton or is there?
Yeah, I think I struggled towards the hill and I saw Erin was filming, and then I high-fived you and you took off like a rocket, and then I kind of just hobbled over to the side and stretched out my quads because they were still pretty locked up by then. But
yeah, it was a bit awkward up there. They didn't really tell us what was going on for the change, so I was just waiting, not knowing what to do. But yeah, saw you coming, just took off.
Yeah, and Erin was saying that you were struggling with putting your jacket on and taking it off, putting your jacket on because it was still cold.
Yeah,
but then
when you texted me, I took it off, started warming up, getting ready. Then it's like, he's taking a while. What's going on here? I think that's when you were walking because you were cramping up. So I got it back on and. Yeah, so...
But no, it was good. And then, and then as I was talking to an old mate who won the race today, he goes, yeah, that's... after the aid station at halfway, he goes, yeah, that sucked. And I was like... So I said to us, like, Chris's first start of the run was into the sand. So what was that like?
Yeah, well, so I went straight down to steps, and just into deep sand for about a kilometre.
What a start.
Then straight up a big hill. So, normally it's nice to start a run with a nice gentle bit to... sort of warm up, get the legs moving.
Straight into beach sand.
Yeah, and then it was pretty much the same, same rinse and repeat for the rest of the run. It was just up a big hill, straight back down, some, steep rocky section, and then onto the beach, then up another big hill. And, it's, as you were saying before, it's that right leg, the uphill leg when you're going along the beach, that, gets a bit sore running there. Then you got to try and make it up a hill. So
it wasn't I wouldn't say that it was a brutal run, but I'd say it was
it's
challenging
for two people who haven't trained for it and have done zero prep.
Who looked at the course this morning.
So,
yeah. But and then I was waiting for you because Erin messaged me and said that you were about 5-6 Ks away. So I walked up the beach, took a good spot, and I got a cracking photo of you as you sort of came down the hill, and then we finished together.
Yeah, that's it.
Which would be good.
So line together.
We were wearing matching shirts for the people who are listening. We had Team Veteran shirts that are yellow and black. I followed you up the stairs and we basically finished at the same time, and there was all the photographers there, so hopefully we get some good photos to give back to Invictus. But that was good, and I had a few people ask me, what's Team Veteran? I was like, let me tell you a story. How long have you got? But no, it was good. And then
So by the time I got there, they weren't asking anymore. They'd learned their lesson.
I'd spoken to everybody. No, I was still sulking, eating chips. In the
My
corner.
favourite bit at the end there was when I was running past and my kids were shouting whale because apparently they saw a whale out at sea, but it's not great for the ego when they're looking at me and shouting that. But
they were pointing as well.
Yeah, apparently there were two whales that kept breaching just out from where we finished.
Yeah,
So,
ripping spot.
Or having the whale and then as you turn up, that's a bit awkward. I didn't see it. Was that just at Fairhaven at the end there?
Yeah, apparently I never saw it. I was
brutal. Yeah, you were
too busy worrying about finishing a run to look out there. But yeah, apparently it was there for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mel was saying at the end there, she was like, she went, I don't know if she was having a shower or whatever it was over there, but there's like people down there, it just looks carnage at the end. There's people throwing up everywhere. They're wearing splash blankets. Like people are bleeding all over the place from chafing. All sorts.
Was that the quick ones that finished well before us, where they were?
Yeah, it might have been that.
Yeah,
it might have been the people. Well, you guys beat her, so
okay, maybe not then.
But yeah.
What news? Oh yeah, we came third.
What?
Yeah, of the teams. There were only 6 teams, mind you, and I think we were. Yeah,
If you're better than average.
that's it.
Yeah.
Third place on the podium.
Yeah, but we left before there was any podium, so I don't know. Maybe
Were you guys supposed to be on a podium?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's on brand that there's a photo op and we don't show up. Yeah, Chris had to get the kids back, and we were starving. So where are we now? We're at what's this place called? Four Pines. I was going to say 9 Pines. It's not 9 Pines.
Torquay.
We're just still in Torquay, and we'll make I'll make the trek back around the other side of the bay. But I look forward to tomorrow. Probably Monday will feel worse. The old knees will feel a bit sore, and I'm working from home Monday, so I can't wait to cramp up in a chair.
Yeah.
It's going to be sweet.
I've got to be on site lifting stuff all day on Monday, so that's going to be a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. But all in all, I good run. Enjoyed it. It sucked at the time, but it's good that we can actually do this stuff.
That's it.
We're fortunate that our bodies are allowing us to do this stuff, so it's nice to get out and see some new country. I reckon I've been to Anglesey once, but I'm not really familiar with this area.
Yeah, because but you've done those. Was it the twin? What's that? Those Twin Hills or whatever it is that you were talking about doing that trail run?
Oh, the 2 bays.
Yes, the one.
Yeah, so that's down my way. It's over that way.
Yeah,
pointing to the other side of the bay.
I love the way you're narrating your thing now. He says pointing across the bay from the lovely view that he has.
Yes. It's a big, beautiful bay.
Yeah. So what if anything would you guys do differently? Obviously, you'd probably train and not have influenza.
I would try really hard not to get influenza. Look, at this point, I think I did as best I could, because with everything else going on in life, I didn't have the opportunity to really train. Like I said, any spare time where I would have normally trained for something like this, I've been studying. So I've got a uni break now for 6-7 weeks, so I don't think I'll run another marathon in this window, but I'm sort of making some plans for next year. There's a Mountain Goat Trail series, and it's 3. I don't know who hosts it, but there's 3 events that make up a series, and I'd like to do all 3 next year. And they're all similar kind of trail run, marathon type events.
So there's a Surf Coast 100 that's coming up, but they have the team. They do have different numbers though. They've got I think they've got a 10, a 50, and 100, or you can do teams of 4. Is that something you do, or are you going to take a bit of time out from running?
Oh, well, I mean, we were talking about this earlier, but I like the idea of a new challenge, doing 25Ks of the 100, and then having the next sort of 50Ks off while someone else runs them, and then maybe try and run again. I just think that'd be a challenge I haven't done before.
Do you want to do another 25K, or just to run like 5K?
500 metres?
I don't know. To the car to get home?
It would depend on what sort of condition I'm in. But yeah, I think it'd be an interesting challenge to do the run, do the 25Ks, stop, cool down, and then have to fire up again and go again. I just think that'd be a cool thing to try.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know whether we would jump in an ice bath quickly and then maybe have a little nap or something. I mean,
it's not a little nap. If you're waiting 25K, somebody's probably taken a while.
Yeah.
You've probably got 2 hours. So, but whether you need a nap, though, as well, that's the other thing.
Yeah, probably not. I think that how I feel right now, I think I'd probably just slam down a bunch of water, some hydrolyte, try and eat something, and then just try and stretch it out and stay semi-warm for a while, and then just see what happens when you go again. And I think if I've got any endurance in me when it's around, then that could be an option. And if I think I'm back at uni by then, so I'm probably not going to have much time to do it.
Remember those little compression leg things that we had? I reckon they'd be ideal.
Oh, yeah.
You just chilled out with them, just kept jumping
Didn't
on
you
them
buy a
every
set?
second.
Didn't you buy a set?
It is something I would do, but no, I haven't yet.
Maybe someone's bought a set.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, someone's
Have they
bought a
used
set
it?
of them. Oh, probably not.
I'd just use them to watch TV. That'd be the way I'd
Get the
roll.
blood flowing around. Because what is it? It's about lactic acid being spread around.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Even if it's a gimmick, it was placebo the crap out of my head. I was like, these are the best. Mind you, we weren't even tired. We weren't even working out though. Yeah.
Have you used those leg things?
I used them at veteran games, but yeah, I think probably not. I reckon.
What?
Look,
I love the way you ask
good,
questions
probably a placebo.
after you gave away the microphone.
Yeah,
that's very on brand.
I got it.
Tell us your life story.
What about you? Would you do anything different?
I'd train.
You train?
Yeah.
You won though. You beat Joe.
You did beat me. Yeah.
Well, I trained more than him. I didn't get flu a week before, so that definitely counts.
He's definitely ahead of you. He's killing you, Joe.
Yeah, he did. He did. He smashed me. He beat me by about 5 or 8 minutes or something. So you did good.
I just meant even in his lead up, it was a much better option to not get the flu than to get the flu. That was a pretty rookie mistake.
Why did you do that?
Yeah. Look, I don't know. Just felt like it.
Yeah, Chris is way better at doing the ask a question into the microphone and then hand it over. You're like the you're like the dyslexic version of an interviewer. You're like ask a question whilst you hold the microphone away from yourself. So what about you, Chris? Would you do the 25? Would you do 25 on, 25 off if you were going to do the other half?
Look, if I was to do 50, I'd train up to do 50.
As in straight?
Yeah, I don't think if I've done 25 and stopped, no matter how fit and conditioned I am at the time, I'm not getting back up to do another 25.
Yeah, complete lack of interest.
Yeah.
Especially if it sucked the first time. So we had Nick did the 100 to him by himself. Fitzy just was bored the whole time, because Fitzy would have finished it in about an hour and a half. But Nick did it for 17 hours 50. And I'm just like, that's, because he was.
That's a long time on your feet.
It is. It's massive. It was just brutal. But I turned up for the last sort of 6 hours to watch him. That was taxing for me.
Yeah.
I just drove from spot to spot. I'm just like, this is long. This is taking a long time. And they'd been going for 11 hours before I got there. It was nuts. But they were saying it was beautiful. They saw the sunrise on the beach. They saw the sunset whilst they were running on the beach. I'm like, I could have done that as well. skipped all the bullshit in between.
Seen the sunrise, just not run anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Is there what about any of the other boys? Any of the other average shows getting into it? Because they're park running up a storm at the moment, allegedly.
Well, Jace has given it a good crack at the moment, but he probably doesn't have much more than 5 in him. But Ethan's,
not unless he rolls.
Yeah, true. He'd be very good at that. No, I think Ethan's in real good shape.
He does look amazing, yes. Ethan is the hottest bloke that we have. Useless. Have you had him do anything before without doing a hammy?
No, we did a training session, not the one,
lies. Oh, I went to the snow, did a training session. We took some photos of you guys moving a log off the road.
We moved it. It was a log that Lisa's dad kind of pulled off the road with a chain, and then these guys threw it off the road.
I reckon Ethan got his heart rate up at that snow trip more than he's got it up in any training.
Oh,
we were driving behind him, and his car was fishtailing up that little road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, we had him down. He came down to do soccer or kickball or whatever it was that we did, and he was like, he rode there, so he'd ridden like 15 k's or something to get there. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm good to go." And he goes, "Oh, hammy's a little bit sore though." I'm like, "Well, if your hammy's sore, don't do it." Yeah. Like, what are you doing, mate? Next minute, he literally did. Might have been the second time. I don't think it was the first one, but he literally kicked the ball and then ran. Bang, gone. Just sniper got him. He's down on the ground. Hammy's gone. I'm like, oh my God. Like, thanks, mate. Yeah. Why didn't you just sit this one out like we said? Thanks for spectating. We didn't even need him. We had subs. It's just ridiculous. But
you know who should be a good runner? Tug. He's lean and he's thin and he's light. He looks like someone who should be a good runner, but I actually have no idea if he's a good runner. There you go, Tug.
That doesn't mean he's not.
No, that's right. I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'd love it if he was a good runner.
Yeah.
Get around us.
Yeah. He just has to get out, do something.
Yeah.
That'd be.
No, he's up and about at the moment.
Yeah.
He's good.
Has he been? Has he done any park runs? I haven't seen him do any park runs.
I don't think running's his thing.
Yeah.
But no, he's in the right shape. He's good.
Oh yeah, like he's not.
I think he weighs like 70 kilos, ring and wet. He's a slight bloke.
That might be being generous.
Well, he might be in the 60s. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I mean he's tall, so maybe. Either way, Blue,
big unit,
massive unit, but
he's strong.
Hard, a lot of heart. I can't believe
heart.
he did that beast. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It'd be funny to see if we can get him to do one of the legs. No, you don't reckon?
Nah, I don't reckon Blue's up for anything running.
You don't reckon?
Cardio's not his thing. He could lift you.
He's got 2 months, 3 months. September. The you know what though? There is also the Puffing Billy 13.5.
Yeah.
You just got to beat. I don't know. I tried to find it the other day. Couldn't find what the time is, but people beat the train, so it's obviously possible.
Not for Blue.
Not for Blue. It's 13.5.
Yeah, so it's like 13 k's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't reckon.
He did the beast. Beast was 21. That was up and down the mountain.
But he nearly died. We don't want Blue to
Didn't die. Did do the time. I mean, we didn't do a good time, but did
we
do
were going for time.
Yeah.
We were going for
did
not
a
dying.
time. Yeah. But he definitely ticked the not dying box. So
yeah, and word has it he's still dehydrated.
I heard his hair went not red.
Well, because his face was redder.
Yeah, yeah. He looked like an albino then. He's like, he's got white hair now. His face is that red. Are you? Have you done Puffing Billy before?
Nah, I haven't done that one before, but yeah.
I've done lots of different runs. Like I've done all the fun runs and stuff on the road. But I'm just not into road running anymore. Like those events where there's 30,000 people. Like I don't want to do that anymore. I'd rather just I had a really good run today in terms of there wasn't any traffic. Like once the initial flurry of people went through, a lot of the time it was either single file with a person 100 metres in front of me and 100 metres behind me, or no one. And so I think it was a bit different for you though, wasn't it? There was a bit of traffic from the half marathon people.
Yeah. Well, I started when you got up. It was about I don't know how long. Yeah, they started after me, but obviously it wasn't too long before the half marathon started. So, I started my run, chasing down all the marathon runners and overtaking them, which was a bit of motivation.
Yeah,
then after about 10 or 20 minutes, swapped around where all the really quick guys doing the half marathon started going straight past me. And the first guy that passed me, we were going down this steep hill where it was big boulders. We were sort of taking it easy. They were wet. Everyone was stepping down and walking. Then this kid comes running past, and he couldn't have been older than 14, 15 or something. And he was the first one in the half marathon. And he's just jumping down between the rocks like a mountain goat straight past everyone.
I reckon I saw him finish. Yeah, he was flying.
And I reckon it was another 10 minutes before this one that came second went past me. But that kid was flying. Surely he died halfway down or something. But
the way he finished, because I was at the finish line, and he was banging. He didn't slow down. I sort of lost track of who was doing the half, but he was the first.
Yeah.
Good on him. It's good when you see kids having a good crack like that.
Oh, that's it. I thought I was pretty fit at times when I was a kid, but
wrong.
I can't imagine doing an event like that.
Wrong.
Yeah, that's it.
Now it's probably time to start getting moving. Are we going to play the sweet outro music again that we definitely played on the way in?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good.
Well, so is there any other races you've got lined up, Chris, or are you done for this time?
I'm been preferencing other training lately. I've been getting back into rowing, which revisiting from when I was a bit younger. So getting ready for the season coming up, at the start of next year. In terms of running, I wouldn't mind doing the 2 bays run at the start of next year because it's one I've thought of doing before, but it's a long run in January or February, so it's also really hot. Which,
it's normally the first or second week of Jan, so you run the risk of it being 40 degrees.
Yeah, and you'd know something about that, wouldn't you?
Getting killed by a snake. No thanks. But we should just do it one day.
Yeah, that's it.
We could just rock up one morning and just do it.
I guess that's a good thing about doing trail runs rather than a road run. You don't really care about your time.
Yeah. That's what I find that particularly appealing. I'm not fussed on the time. I think it's good to get out in nature and think about where you are. That's the bit I like, the peace. and especially when, like, the last time we did the 2 days run, you and I went up the hill. There's kangaroos everywhere, and it's just nice being out in nature. It's good for the soul.
No, it's a beautiful spot to just, bit of isolation.
The view's pretty good. There's a couple of good spots there. You get a good view.
Yeah, up the top of Arthur's Seat there, looking over the bay.
So Chris was saying before, and I was talking to him going, would you have rather run that together, or do you prefer the team way?
As in
today,
Chris running next to each other?
Yeah, would you have rather run like a half marathon?
We've run before, so like we seem to keep a similar kind of pace. But I think either would be good.
But would you be more worried about trying to keep pace with the other bloke or trying to beat him?
Well, when we've done parkrun together, we've certainly pushed each other over that distance.
Yeah.
One week I pushed you along and we got a really good time. The other week you pushed me along and stuff. So yeah, for short distance, it's good to push each other. But I think like for a longer distance, I prefer to kind of go by myself because then I can just struggle along at my own pace. And
so who's winning parkruns at the moment?
Chris, he smashed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What time are you running?
You wanted a goal of under 20.
Yeah, the last one I did 21.
That's ridiculous.
20 or something. And I was working to get it down, but
so now you're rowing.
Yeah, moved on from that goal, but I'll probably revisit it at some point.
Yeah,
but,
no, I think that when you got down to 21, you could have kept going, and you would like I've reached my peak at about the mid to high 22s, and I'm never going anywhere near. My PB on that is 22.
I reckon if you pushed it, how much have you spent actually doing speed work? Because you do all the long distance stuff.
It's all about training. I don't do training. Come on,
yeah, no time for that.
No, like I can rock up on any given Saturday and knock out a high 22s. With my best ever is 22.06 or something, but I don't think I'll ever get down to that or in the 21s again. So you got me covered.
Yeah. Oh, cool. No, I'll take that one.
Yeah, good. You got me today and you got me on parkrun, so who's the loser, right?
What about, would either of you boys do Spartans?
Oh, so with the Spartan race now, it's like in the city.
There's one in Werribee. There's one in Werribee that's coming up at the racecourse there. Shepparton's got a Dexa, I think, Deca. That's more of a CrossFitty sort of thing.
Yuck.
No, you wouldn't do that?
Nah.
Chris? No, okay. Yeah, well, I think it's pretty much the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then there is, what else have we got? There's some other ones up around Australia, but it's mainly East Coast.
There's a Yangs run.
There's a park run, Yangs.
No, I think there's a Yangs, like the big run.
No, it's not. No.
But that's the last park run that Burso did was the Yangs.
Yeah. I'll get more out of a park run than you boys, though.
Oh, we probably get about the same amount because you push yourself and we push ourselves.
Yeah,
if I chill on a park run, I'm not getting much out of it.
No, that's what I mean. You only get 22 minutes. I had a good 40 minutes in the bush.
Yeah, you get double the.
Yeah. It's awkward when the tent's gone when you get there at the end, but the boys were still there. But we're linking in with Spartan. I'm actually trying to get Geelong.
You're sick.
It's a thing that's probably a bit left of field at the moment, but I was speaking to the people because I spoke to them through Invictus, but I was like, what do you need? And then they were saying, we'd love to be able to do they haven't done a stadium stomp. They've only ever done 2 in Australia.
I've done a stadium stomp.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did the one at the MCG.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, well, funnily enough, we have a stadium you can use. Then
Geelong Stadium?
Yeah.
Is that GM
Park? Yeah, GM.
Yeah.
But there's that, and then they want to do a Tough Mudder. I'm like, well, we've got plenty of bush you could do that in.
Tough Mudder's fun. Tough Mudder's a fun thing. Like, even if you did the 20-kilometre option, if they have one, this is what I said to everyone going to the Spartan race that we did in Bright.
Yeah, when you lied to us, they go, it'll be the same Tough Mudder. It'll be easy.
It'll be easy.
Yeah,
there'll be music. There'll be fun.
There was actually music.
Well, at the start, for the first couple of Ks in the stadium at Bright, but then the rest of the track, there was not even a medic. Whereas with I've done Tough Mudder 3 times, and each time it's the biggest problem with Tough Mudder is it's so popular and it's such a good event that you end up with big queues at all the obstacles. So you end up just getting real cold in between them. And because there's so many obstacles, you're only ever running 300-400 metres at a time. And then there's 300-400 metres a queue.
So Spartan have Highlander as well. I think it's called Highlander, which is trail running.
Yeah.
So they have about 7 different things, but we could do literally all of them in Geelong. So that's why I'm trying to talk to them now to get them over here. But
it'll just get onto the mare.
What was that?
Get onto the mare.
Yeah.
That's you, right?
Yeah, exactly. King of the North, they call me.
Or the West?
Yeah. Well, when you're in Geelong, I'm in the North. So the rest of the state doesn't matter when you're in Geelong. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah. No, I'm building a wall.
Geelongatix.
Where the White Walkers are out the north, and then you've got everyone else keeps us out. We're the night watch. But, so he's going to come out, have a look, and then ideally we can get like all 7 of his events and have them in Geelong. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
So whether we do them in a massive weekend or what, I don't know yet. But
do you mean like combining multiple events into one giant event?
Well, potentially.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I don't know. Yeah, we'd have to work out how it's going to look, but because he'd have to bring in, but at least all of his stuff comes in at once.
Yeah.
And then they can set all their stuff up and do whatever, whether they do, maybe even if they did like 9 days of it, where we do like the first weekend's like a stadium stomp, then there's a Highlander somewhere.
Make a series out of it.
Yeah, and then there's
Cool.
Because then he doesn't have to keep moving around and we can just do whatever. But anyway, that's a plan that we have, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got any final thoughts, Chris?
Not really, mate.
Just to know what it done. What about you, Joe? Anything you want to sign off on?
Probably just going to do some stretching.
Right.
Except I've got a 2-hour drive home first, which is going to be awesome.
Savage.
Gonna
That's
really
terrible.
Looking forward to that.
And then what, leg day when you get home?
Oh, obviously.
Why don't you give it a test run? Get home, do a park run. Just do a 5K when you get back.
Oof. I mean, I'll be wearing different shoes, so that could help.
Let's do it now.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Thong park run.
Do the Torquay park run. It's just here near Salty Dog.
It's a maybe. It's a maybe. It's not a no.
I'm not getting much of a maybe out of you at all. Radio. All right, cheers, boys. We'll see how this one goes. Probably sounds like crap and we won't even use it, but we'll see what happens.
Play that sick music.
Yeah. Just do it. So that's with the DJI mic. So I'm just wondering if you let us know how that sounded. Obviously, it's different to now. I'm talking on the normal microphone. And just some follow-up. If you want to do the Puffing Billy run in East Melbourne, I think it's going to be, ideally we're going to do it September the 14th. I think so. That'll be the Sunday from memory. Let us know, like slide into the old DMs, give us a hit up on that. Surf Coast Century will be on September the 13th. We're looking at trying to get 3 teams of 4. So if you're interested in that, if you're a veteran or whatever it is, give us a yell. I'll see if I can try and slip you in one of the teams. We might have about 12 spots, but we'll see how it goes. Filling up at the moment. Hit us up on the Insta or go to the Invictus Victoria Facebook page and hit us up there. And if you can give us any feedback on the DJI mics versus, obviously this is more proper setup, so it's obviously going to sound a bit better. But if that was okay, even with the background noise and all that sort of stuff, then that'll be a lot easier for us to do in future, because you can just take it on the travel and do whatever, as opposed to this podcast setup. And if you're super keen to see Spartan in Geelong, also slide in the DMs, give me a yell, and I'll keep you updated with what's going on there. And now I might just try and play some of the ones that we took there at the time. Joe was trying to do his best job as an interviewer, but you be the judge if you think he did a good job or not. How you going, Joe? We're just conducting interviews, mate.
What's going on?
Interviews out on the road. How you feel? You going at the moment?
Oh, I feel all right. I mean, I just had a Snickers back there, so...
Oh, that's what took so long.
Yeah, it's...
Been here for ages. I've been running...
so we're going to go down this way?
Yeah, you got to go left.
Oh,
Gotta go left down here. And then right. Gets real hard down here, apparently. Joe. Oh, that's too... Oh, we got him. We got a Joe.
You caught me up. Have a
Joe. You were walking. We saw that, Joe. How do you feel about that?
Walking.
All
Terrible.
the people at home see you walking. They're like, how you travelling? You're actually not far off Mel. Mel's a professional runner. She's done international races and stuff. I don't know if you heard about it. Really massive deal.
I don't know. That beach bit was pretty
brutal.
Pretty brutal. Yeah, the sand was real deep.
How's the socks? Socks going well?
Socks great.
Yeah, you looking for sponsors? Who could you go with?
Which socks? Sorry, what? He went.
Both of you. Just go. Just start. Do
How hard
something.
does this need to be?
Just do it. See what
How'd
happens.
you go, mate?
Yeah, all right.
Now you got to hold the mic to his face when you do it. Yeah. So you say something, Joe.
I'll say something now.
Yeah, and then
Chris says something.
Something.
We're really good at this.
Did you whisper then? This is the most awkward interview I've ever seen.
We're a bit. We need some food and some fuel, and that'll help us switch our brains back
We're
on.
going to go to the brewery?
We're going to go back that way. I don't know exactly what the plan is.
Okay. Is that the... No, there's a brewery.
Much better, Joe.
Down the road. It's only like a
No,
mile away.
oh, that's not a microphone.
good for
This
you.
is a microphone. This is not a microphone.
Aaron and the kids want to get out of here, so we got to go.
He's talking, Joe. You got to put the mic up.
Well, he's just talking about.
Or anyone else will quit. And you're not going to stop there. So
Just do it.
make your dreams come true.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
Nothing
Just do it.
make your dreams come true.
Simple.